Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays Enter the Gungeon. After the success of the last Blessed run, I thought, you know what? Why don't we try another Blessed run, but this time with the character it seems most conducive to do the blessing with. You know what I mean? The gunslinger, where every gun is going to give us the synergy of every possible. Well, it'll give us at least one synergy. I don't know. There's some unreliability. You know what I mean? But either way. Okay, we've been hit immediately. I'm for it, is all I'm trying to say. It should be fun. Actually, of all the challenge runs thus far, I'm just gonna tell you, I don't even know what this gun is. But it's gone already. Of all the challenge runs so far, I think the Blessed run, I mean, I really like Rainbow run as well. I tend to like draft mechanics in games to begin with. Not just in, you know, Gungeon, but in stuff like, you know, Magic, I think is another good example. And also, like, you know, Slay the Spire, when Slay the Spire has, like, daily draft challenge, a daily challenge with the draft mechanic, I'm super stoked. Lets you tailor your own run. And yeah, sometimes the decisions are obvious. You know, if you get the choice between, like, you know, Smiley's Revolver and, you know, Holy Grail, it's usually going to be pretty simple. Even if Smiley's Revolver is pretty good in its own right. But I think if I could find a way to mix in some more Rainbow runs, I'd be stoked. It's just that, you know, I just like drafting. You know what I think it's honestly, like, I used to play, not a lot. I was never one of those guys that's, like, obsessed with fantasy sports. But I used to play, like, fantasy football and fantasy hockey. And it's really just showing up for the live draft was, like, 90% of my enjoyment. After that, you know, oh, were you gonna play the Bears defense this week? Doesn't really matter to me that much. But showing up for the draft psychology, always found very interesting. Anyway, enough about me. Well, not really. It's kind of what we're here for. It's my favorite part. That's why I like, you know, if I was going to do like an NHL 20 league, which will never happen because I value making content that people actually want to see en masse, but, well, on a little bit of mass at least. I would definitely want to do like fantasy draft style. Just something about like, you know, figuring out where people stay. You get all sorts of emerging gameplay surprises anyway. I get that, haha, sports ball. Now, go ahead, dude, I don't care. I would appreciate a key here. A key would be very nice. Very nice indeed. Got to keep the water barrel alive. We could open up a green chest. We'll get either an active or a passive. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that 100%. We basically, were it not for the existence of Elder Blank, we probably would have lost our last run. I might go so far as to say we definitely would have lost our last run. To be fair, if we had not taken Elder Blank, we would have had Mysterious Egg, and who knows what the heck Mysterious Egg would have turned into at some point, but... Yo, I'm loving the crits. Just be smart. We really do need HP. Might not always seem like it. Like, I would say a minimum of 1 flawless is pretty much required for me to start having optimism about the run. What better time to get at least 1 flawless than from the very first boss? You know what I mean? We're getting super lucky, I think, with our guns, or at least with the synergies inherent. Might as well reload so we get the extra damage here. Although it's not doing what I wanted to do. That's okay. Dude, that was easy. You got me spinning my wheels, but in a good way. And it's good that it was easy because we got Grey Mauser, which is completely useless. You got 2 keys for sale. You got 1 key for sale. So, boy, if I don't feel like a big dummy. Whoops. Because we cannot go to the oubliettes in this situation. I think we checked enough. I would expect it maybe to be here. Okay, we'll buy a key. If we can't go to the oubliette, and I would like to, but if we can't go to the oubliette, I will spend on a guaranteed passive or active. Heals up. I don't know. It feels useless right now, but it might be useful later. So I still, by the way, in case you're wondering about, you know, the pathing I want to take, I do want to go rat floor. I think fighting, I mean, I still have work to do on Punch-Out. We still have not had a 6-key Punch-Out. I would say the last Punch-Out was kind of disastrous, but we still won and got 4 keys, which, you know, is a pretty big sign of improvement for us, I guess, that's where we're at right now. If that can be, I mean, it started bad and ended strong-ish. But if we're at the point where that's considered a disaster, life's pretty good, I suppose. That being said, second floor, in order to get the Punch-Out, we need a bunch of casings. This is like a dream setup. Anytime we can get these enemies to stand in a line when we have an incredibly high damage piercing shot, I'm for it. Dude, I'm just gonna level with you. I don't think, unless we get the ability to steal, I don't think we are going to get enough enough casings. And I'm overly paranoid about that sometimes, but I don't think this is one such case. I think this is, you know, with 53 casings, I think our odds are real low. Now, no, it's not the game's fault. This is just how the variance goes sometimes. But you know what is the real problem? Was opening the golden chest. You know, to be fair, we didn't have to open the chest on a run where, you know, it's a 50% chance to be completely useless. But by opening the golden chest, this should be armor, I think. Yeah. Or yeah, crest depository. By opening that, we can't go to the oubliette because there was only 1 key for sale in the shop. Oh, this actually could help us out a great deal. And there's kind of like a knock-on effect that now leads us to, like, you know, be having trouble having enough casings to get to the rat fight. But I don't think anybody, I think I care more than anybody else cares about the optics of, like, getting to the rat fight, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna let you know, I got no freaking idea. This is presumably some kind of big head synergy that I'm too dumb to understand. Now, we didn't really get a huge benefit here, obviously. It would be very nice to get a vampire on this floor. That's kind of like the only thing I see saving me. As far as getting to the rat floor. That or a stealing item. But I think we're just going to have one of these floors where we clear everything out first. I mean, we've gotten like 4 casings on the whole floor. Maybe not 4. We've gotten like less than 20 for sure. Which is really, really, I mean, obviously terrible for us. Oh, that AK was popping, dude. That being said, you know, that's what I like about Gungeon as well. You know, sometimes, yeah, if you're spoiled for choice, the pathing, you know, is frustrating because when you give people choice, they have opinions, and when they have opinions, some of them will be like, "I'm not watching this nerd anymore. He's too scared to go to bullet hell." It happens, unfortunately. Despite my best anecdotal efforts to be entertaining. Where are the enemies here? However, it also means, hey, you know, if we can't go to the rat fight, fine, we'll go to bullet hell. Can't go to bullet hell? Fine, we'll try to, well, I don't know, at that point you're kind of screwed. You can go to Gungeon R&D or whatever it's called, but, you know, at least there's other options. Hey, enjoy the Emmentaler while it lasts, brother. It's a very blessed get. So is Composite Gun, to be fair. Which will continue to shoot. I was just gonna say to try to also get secret rooms. Getting the secret room is very nice for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is that we get the secret room. The other reason is I don't have to spend my entire life looking for the secret room, which I think is, oh my god, what the heck is, oh, the cactus. We had this before, but I'd forgotten. The cactus with synergies is like the greatest weapon in the whole freaking game, apparently. Alright. Well, I would love to start with this. Okay, I'm not even shooting until you take some time. Oh, it swapped anyway. Watch out, it's the Uzi attack, not this one. The dual wield attack is like the only thing that could actually get me here. Like, that is no problem. It's all if she does the dual wield Uzi attack right in your face. That's where things become a problem. We got super lucky. Honest, and it was bad positioning that led me to that place in the first place, but it was the poison that pushed me into it. That's I do find the Siren very easy, but you can't necessarily underestimate her. That was good. We actually played pretty well there. I think. It's a gun! And we did do the entire floor. So, are there any items to steal with? No. Okay. Then we use our keys to open these. That's our active, which means our other chest is a gun, which means we cannot get... Well, actually, that's not fair. I was gonna say we could get a gun, and the gun could allow us to steal, but the odds of it are just, like, so bad. I think we'll save our money for something more useful, and, you know, we'll try to spin this out into a bullet hell run. I mean, we're still we're 11 minutes in. It's early. It just doesn't work out sometimes. And that's okay. Yo, compressed air tank is so good. Careful. Careful. We have this is what I love about Gungeon, you know? It's got my sense of humor. So, what is this gun? Well, it's a shooting fish in a barrel. Most of the time, it's a barrel that shoots fish. And you get it, because it's shooting fish in a barrel. But, with synergies, it's a shooting fish in a barrel. Don't even tell me that's not funny, because I see y'all on Twitter. You post like a thread that's, you know, 75 tweets long, and then the end of it is some stupid pun like, for all intents and purposes, and then you'd think that you're like the freak, you're William Shakespeare, you know? You're not William Shakespeare. You're unfollowed. I don't want this to necessarily be a social media anger episode. I'm just saying. I've come to see it, you know. I've unfollowed a lot in the past year, and it's been really nice because I realized, you know, why the heck we can say, like, if you unfollow me on Twitter, dude, I got no. If you watch my videos, you unfollow me on Twitter, I don't care. I'm not saying it's better for me because that's kind of ignorant, but you know, you don't need to be hooked up with an IV drip to every single thought that I have coming out of my head to enjoy the content that I create. I unfollow a lot of people whose content I really enjoy. I didn't stop watching their content. I just unfollowed them because the stuff that they tweet is pretty dumb. And it's been a dream come true. Still watch their streams, still watch them on YouTube now and then, but, you know, sometimes, you know, you don't need to follow someone on every platform, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know where I got twisted up at some point and thought that it would be an insult to unfollow somebody on Twitter. I don't think that's the case anymore. Yo, so that's, I forgot, the Shovel Knight gun does dig up items from time to time. I posted this last week, but I really feel like there's like 4 distinct eras my Facebook has gone through. And take this from somebody who's been on the platform since like a year after it started, you know? I was on it back in, you could only have .edu. Email address is on it. So the first phase was like 2006 to 2010. If you meet anybody ever, yo, I might want Monster Blood. If you meet anybody ever, you add them on Facebook. Because you want to, Facebook, dude, it's going to be a chronicle of my entire freaking life. Yeah, I met you at a kegger once in 2006. I want to have a memory of that moment forever, dude. Then 2010 to 2014, you know, as me and my friends started to graduate from college, you know, higher education of whatever sort, it starts to become, you know, you only use Facebook for major milestones, and people would use it to make other people jealous. Hey, I took a trip to Spain. Check it out. Hey, I just got accepted for my master's. Hey, I just, you know, got a job at the space factory. You get the idea. And, you know, that was like, I'm not saying it was like a bad era. You know, it was what it was. Instead of being like a cool social thing, it was more like Facebook was like your social resume. Then in 2004, well, sorry, I think I got my numbers crossed up here. In 2000, that was like 2010 to 2014. Then in 2014, started to be exclusively new mothers. And all they would post are things about being new moms, particularly memes, you know? Don't complain to me until you've had a kid with a gluten allergy and he begged for Subway for dinner. And then it would be like, I relate, you know? And that's fine. Again, I'm not besmirching, you know, it's a social network. You put stuff on there that you relate to. And then, now, the only thing I see on my Facebook is exclusively people getting roped in by whatever the heck that scam is that's like drink this tea and lose 30 pounds overnight. It's all, and I called it a deep fried meme because that's is basically what it is. You know, it's got a weird, like, very suspiciously cut video from either Shark Tank or Dragon's Den. And it's all like, it's been compressed like 45 times, and the guy's going like, wow! That's the only thing he says. That's it. And then I've also come to the realization there's a corollary to that. There's only two kinds of people on Facebook now. There are people that never post, and thus their walls are just years and years of happy birthday messages that have never been responded to. And then the other people are the people who post absolutely everything. Literally whatever they see on the platform, they're like, I have to share this. That's where we're at on my Facebook, at least. Like, when I was in college, Facebook was like only college students. Now that I'm 30, Facebook is literally only grandmas. Only grandmas are allowed on the website. What the heck is this, dude? Okay, I'll just use the blank then. That seems more appropriate than what I was trying to do there. And I was just about to use another blank here, so don't ever speak to me. I don't think we need easy reload bullets. We've already opened a chest. What did the chest contain? It must have been a gun. So we should, we'll buy a key no matter what. We should open this. It should be a passive or an active. It's Sir Junkin. I'm in love. And now we got two Sir Junkins. That's a dream come true. Dude, we should turn all of our chests into Sir Junkin now as well. Because there's a good chance that they would just be a gun anyway. And if they're not a gun, we get double the benefit regardless right now. I just don't understand, like, and I've talked about this on the NLSS. It makes me sound, if you put it in the worst way possible, it does make it sound bad. But I don't understand why people want to be famous on Twitter, if that makes sense. When people want to be famous on YouTube, Twitch, SoundCloud, etc., I get it. Because there's like a monetary impact there. When people want to be famous, aka want a lot of attention on Twitter, a platform where it's like impossible to monetize yourself, I just don't understand. Like, for me, I'm like, whenever one of my tweets goes even, like, pseudo-viral, I don't think I've ever had a tweet go viral, but whenever, like, a little tweet of mine goes pseudo-viral, the amount of nonsense you deal with goes up exponentially. Like, you could tweet, like, I love sandwiches, and then, like, you know, if you get 100 likes on that tweet, you're like, sick, dude. Who doesn't like sandwiches? If you get 100,000 likes on that tweet, you're gonna end up dealing with like thousands of people like, well, have you ever considered how people who can't eat carbohydrates feel about a tweet like this? You know, they can't be effed to deal with it. Moreover, I feel like a lot of the tweets that go super viral are kind of like, I mean, the older I get, the more likely I am to find them kind of dumb. And again, when like a dumb video goes viral, I'm like, dude, I get it, you're getting paid. When a dumb tweet goes viral, I'm like, you're getting nothing, dude. All you're getting is a headache. And then you gotta tweet like, hey, since this is blowing up, consider buying me a cup of coffee on Ko-fi.com. And then nobody does, like ever, I'm assuming. But I could be wrong. Maybe that's a sustainable business model now. If you had told people 10 years ago, they'd be on YouTube making videos about video games. Could be a job. People would have been like, well, what the heck are you talking about, dude? And I want that to be, by the way, the subtext here. Whenever, you know the expression, those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones? I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that's a cowardly approach. I think those in glass houses should consider throwing stones, but also simultaneously don't be surprised if people throw stones back. That's another idiom I'm not necessarily a huge fan of. Now, you maybe consider throwing less stones. I don't even want to talk about this gun. Can we get a little brother spam in chat, please? Oh my lord. Let's do it. Like, there is you also, like, just take my word for it. You just start to get kind of, like, sick of the... I've been on Twitter for a long time, and I've been on YouTube and Twitch for a long time, right? So, like, relative to some people, at least. Relative to most people, to be fair. You just have the same conversations, like, over and over. And for a few years, I was like, I gotta wade into every single one of these. Eventually, I was like... Whether or not you wade in, this conversation is going to happen every year for the rest of time. Like the other day, something went pseudo-viral in streamer Twitter. It was like, some dude told a streamer like, hey, I'm leaving because you're eating on stream. And then everybody had to butt in with an opinion that was like, people need food to live. Streamers stream for a long time. They should be eating on stream. And then other people are like, well, but they should take a break because some people find eating gross. And I'm like, yeah, dude, all of this is true. See, my cardinal sin is always thinking I'm above the discourse. There's no doubt about that. But, like, you don't even need to wade down in the muck. Here's what happens, okay? You're on stream. You're hungry. You've been streaming for long enough that it seems very appropriate that you should be eating right now. Eat. And if somebody says, I'm leaving because you're eating on stream, give them the middle finger. It doesn't need to become something on Twitter that blows up. Hey, people, what's your opinion on streamers eating? Should they do it? Should they not do it? Here's my opinion. It's real simple. If you're hungry, eat. And if anyone makes you feel bad about it, then that person lives in a friggin' fantasy land. Why do we people... literally will spend their whole day arguing about this stuff on Twitter. They'll come up with these edge cases that don't exist in real life. Well, what if I've been live for 28 hours? How am I supposed to not just eat? It's so simple. Anyway. And now, like, so Twitch introduced this, subscriber-only streaming feature. So if you wanted to, you could make a stream so only your paying subscribers could view it. People have been up in arms about it, which doesn't seem unfair, I'll admit. However, it's funny to me because, you know, having been on YouTube for so long, this was like an issue that happened on YouTube in like 2014. YouTube introduced like, you know, you could lock your own content behind paywalls if you wanted to, and everybody reacted exactly the same way. You know, they all went, oh, this is the death of YouTube. Pretty soon, if you want to watch a PewDiePie video, you're gonna have to pay him $2. I sign my petition to stop this from happening. And of course, you know, like 1% of the YouTube community even remembers that this was like a thing now, because, you know, the content creators, they're not gonna shoot themselves in the foot by doing this in the first place. Like, so much human time is wasted on these hypothetical discussions about like what we do that has like very little basis in reality a lot of the time. So I get to be the elder statesman. Excuse me, sir. I get to be the elder statesman who thinks that he's better than it by rising above the discourse. Nope, that's real bad. I suck, dude. But you know what? Give me some junk. We were gonna break it anyway, probably. Which is also selfish. Like, obviously, I'm not saying I do rise above the discourse. I just don't participate. But, you know, the same discussions that happen on YouTube 5 years ago are happening on Twitch now. And everyone's like, NL, how do you feel about it? And I'm like, you know, how many roads must a man walk down? I'm like a grizzled old war veteran. Yeah, but people tweet me, and they're well-meaning, and some of you are probably watching this video, but like, you know, they'll say like, NL, are you gonna make all your streams subscriber only now? You gonna make it so only paying subscribers can watch your videos? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna stop watching. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm also gonna buy a gun and shoot my own balls off. Like, come on. I mean, I don't want to sound rude. And I've answered the questions with humility and like, no, I'm not going to do that because I think it's a terrible... I mean, it would make me feel bad and would also be a bad business decision. But, like, on top of that, it's like, you know, have some respect for the intelligence of the streamer. If that makes sense. I already have sub-only chat. I use it on one day. And then occasionally, if chat gets a little bit, you know, spicy, I'll put it on just as an easy moderation tool. But... people, they always, I don't know. I'm here to tell you, like, you don't have to, it sounds very, people consider me naive sometimes because I don't jump to the most cynical option at all times. And it's very annoying to me, and more so is telling, in my opinion, about the culture of, you know, YouTube and Twitch gaming, where, you know, people automatically assume the most cynical option, and then when you go, hey, why are you assuming the most cynical option? You realize that they've constructed a worldview of existing events that is already at its most cynical. Well, if you looked around you at the way that everyone was behaving, you would realize why I'm cynical. And I'm like, dude, I mean, I don't think that's fair. I think there's, you know, there's bad actors, there's good actors, and then, you know, vast majority of people, in my opinion, do try to be in the center. Maybe you should stop seeking out content aggregators that highlight the worst possible stuff that happened on the platform and start getting a more representative view of the bulk of the population. But anyway, where was I going with this? I don't specifically remember. I don't know. Well, what I'm trying to say, if I'm going to put a lesson in here, and the lesson is never like me backseating your life, you know, feel free to live in the way that's most comfortable, conducive for you. But the lesson is just like, dude, you don't always have to see things in the most cynical way possible. I also think, you know, sometimes you gotta recognize how self-serving it can be to be cynical. Like, I think being cynical without reason, please God, let me change my gun, is extremely lame. To always just assume, like, you know, hey, the grocery store's got bananas on sale. Yeah, but I bet they're not good bananas. I bet they're the worst bananas. Plus, have you heard about the story of the Cavendish banana? You know, you get the idea. It's not hard to find the worst possible way for things to go. If things are going horribly, it doesn't behoove you to be... Oh my god, you see this bullet, dude? if things are going horribly, you also don't want to be the person who's like, actually, everything's great. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But, you know, in most situations, you should recognize things are a composite of both good and bad. You can't say that anymore without some 13-year-old popping up and saying enlightened centrism. Yo, having a moderate opinion on some issues is not being an enlightened centrist. Being an enlightened centrist is like, well, they are war criminals, but on the other hand, two wrongs don't make a right, so should we make them feel bad? You know, that's where you can pop out that meme. But you gotta have some nuance here is all I'm trying to say. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is unbridled cynicism is extremely lame. Don't do it. It's also intellectually very easy to just, well, what if everybody made all streams subscriber only? Then I wouldn't watch them. Yeah, no kidding. Obviously. I'm not planning on doing any subscriber only streams. I think it's a terrible business decision. And also, I think it's, you know, people want to watch your content without subscribing. Moreover, like, you know, I mean, it's not in my self-interest to do subscriber-only streams. I don't even know why I'm talking about it, because I already talked about it when people thought it was going to ruin YouTube. Anyway, we have 4 HP. I'm willing to, I mean, I'm not worried about going to bullet hell. I was just thinking maybe we, you know what, we should actually explore more. The reason for that is easy. I mean, more HP would be nice, but on top of that, we want, oh, that was real bad. We want as many opportunities as possible for Sir Junkin to pop off. And the more chests we can get, obviously, it's not really like the greater chance that's going to happen. It's like the guarantee that that's going to happen. So we'll keep it up. It's like, I don't know. I get that people, on the internet, I'm just saying you got to be careful because it's very easy for people to whip you up into worst case scenario sort of situations. I've had the opportunity to, you know, destroy my own career through a variety of bad ideas many times in the past. You know how many times a day, well, a day is not really fair. You know how many times a month I get emailed about participating in some kind of pyramid scheme that they want my, like, audience to be aware of? Literally, I could have sold out to a pyramid scheme. Excuse me? Like 500 times over the past 10 years. I don't need people in my mentions going, hey, NL, it'd be real messed up if you sold out to a pyramid scheme. I'm like, yeah. No kidding. Hey, if you deleted your channel, it'd be pretty whack, dude. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm not, yeah, I understand the anxiety. I'm just telling you, you know, who's giving you that anxiety? You know, how is it serving the person to give you that anxiety? Is someone like, you know, they're tweeting, hey, unlike other streamers, I would never betray my community like this. Because that person is feeding you lies, being disingenuous in order to get a little bit of street cred. That's like, I'm not like other moms. I'm a cool mom. You don't want that. That's all I'm trying to say. So subscriber-only streams will start next week. Isaac, you'll have to pay me 1 Bitcoin per episode to watch. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. Yo, these give us money every time the shots land now. Destroyed. I gotta break it, dude. Like, the junk is, I don't know if it's more important, but it's more interesting to me. Excuse me, what happened to Mimic Lord? Oh, he's back. They were just on top of one another. I get it. Anyway, you know, we're only 35 minutes into the Gungeon, so I've exhausted all my commentary now. What am I supposed to do? It's just interesting to see the platforms going. I'm not saying Twitch is predestined to have the same sort of problems YouTube is having. I think that's, you know, we're in like a wait-and-see approach there. People who say, like, it's inevitable, you know, in my opinion, a lot of these people don't know what they're talking about. It's like the same people who, like, analyze a company's stock price to figure out, like after they announced a delay for Animal Crossing, Nintendo's stock price went down by 3%. You think the investors have any idea what the heck Animal Crossing is? I mean, some of them do. Don't get me wrong, but let's not be ridiculous here. I don't even want keys. You gotta know what you know. You gotta know what you don't know. And I don't know anything, which is why I keep my mouth shut as often as possible, except in these videos. Okay, okay. Why did I take Scattershot, by the way? Because it's a passive is really what it comes down to. Right, we can't fly because we didn't fight the rat. Of course, of course. You know what I will say? It feels good to be recording in the afternoon. I love that my parents are here. I love spending time with my family. But yesterday, we went out for lunch at like, you know, noon. It's a normal lunchtime. Then we basically walked around for like 7 hours. I walked like over 20 kilometers yesterday. It's not a staggering amount. It's not like a world record, but it's a lot. So I got home at like 8, 9 p.m. And I was like, I'm dead. And I'm not out of shape, at least not anymore. I was like, good God. This vacation for my parents is really taking it out of me. It's nice to be, I mean, I worked out this morning, but it's nice to be sedentary and just working my brain out in the afternoon here. Gonna be honest, this does not seem like the right way, but I could be wrong. You know how I know we're in a good spot here? It's because I, as of yet, have not mentioned that I'm anxious to be on bullet heck. I think that's the best sign you could possibly ask for. Oh my God. Is that you're on bullet heck, which is actually bullet hell, but everything's going hunky-dory. Custom, dude. Please, I would like to switch guns. We're still at the mercy of, you know, whatever. I hit myself with the cluster bomb. Dude, I hate this freaking cluster bomb. We're still at the mercy of whatever guns we happen to get. Oh, thank God. Particularly on the bullet hell fight, or on the Lich fight, I should say, but I think that we got a real good chance here. And you know, something I haven't even mentioned. I mean, it's kind of, it's a semi-moot point because you don't get to choose your guns. Very wise blank, in my opinion. It's a semi-moot point because you don't get to choose your own guns, but you never have to worry about ammo on blessed runs. You can be full auto 100% of the time. Terrible damage. Okay, good to go. I have a very simple, but possibly, oh my God, dude. Okay, I'm not using cluster bomb anymore, unless it's like completely safe. Although to be honest, I kind of thought that one was completely safe. I forgot what I was saying. My algorithm, that's right. My algorithm for bullet hell is just go in the way that takes you the furthest away from the origin point, and then if it ever hits a dead end, you know, go back. It's basically like the default like maze solving algorithm. It's like take every left turn. If you hit a dead end, go back to the most recent fork in the road. Repeat until maze is solved. Is that the... I knew it. Is that the default maze solving algorithm? Oh my lord, we found the secret room after taking a bunch of hits. This could be a huge help for us. Things are kind of falling apart. Intimidation. Nice. Good work. Okay. Not a huge help at all. In fact, not any help at all. This is just going to loop back around, so I think we're most likely to be best off going this way. And this is, in my opinion, maybe the hardest room on bullet hell. We got him? Hold on. It does require a little focus. Please. I'm begging you, dude. Just let me stick with the AK-47 forever, please. Oh, this is an interesting one. We desperately need some HP. I mean, that's obvious, but like, we really, really, really need some HP. I don't even know what... I think I electrocuted myself there. Things got wild. We basically have to flawless the Lich. I mean, we literally have to flawless the Lich, but we have a blank. And now you know, we've simplified the equation. Now we just have to flawless the Lich. Can't even see enemy bullets. How are you alive? I'm putting 20 clips into you. For God's sakes, you can die. Just don't die by falling down. Yeah, I saw it coming. I mean, not fast enough, but it was still a good run, but I do wish that we'd found a way to get more HP for bullet hell and then taking less damage on bullet hell, but life goes on. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And I'll see you next time. And I'll see you next time. See ya.